Greetings, everyone. Well, it's been a while since I've done one of these. A good old-fashioned Blu-ray update. Yeah. Now, I got quite a stack of stuff over the course of the summer, all the way up to about the end of August. My mom came to visit in August as well, and she bought me a few Blu-rays, Brûlés, as a gift, as she often does. And I was going to split these all up into a whole bunch of update videos and just kind of milk it for all it was worth. And I thought, you know what? It's been a long time since I did like a Mondo Blu-ray update where I just had a whole pile of stuff, or DVD update. You know, I think the last one I did was back in 2008 where I got about a dozen different DVDs and did them all in one video. So we're going to do that again, but this time with Blu-rays. So let's get right to it. Mondo Epic Mega Blu-ray Update today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Yeah, so as I mentioned in my State of the Chronicles video about a week or two ago, I bought a bunch of stuff up until the end of the summer, thinking I still had more money coming, and then suddenly the money ran out. Well, now things, of course, are improving with the new job and whatnot, so we're kind of in the lull period between the end of that income and the start of the new income. The new income is going to be much better, so you can expect a lot more updates and stuff. So anyway, this is kind of the last blast before I hit this lull period. And I just never got around to doing updates about it because I was, scrambling to figure out what I was going to do. Well, everything's cool now, so we can calm down and do the updates. All right, so first off, let's take a look at some of the stuff that Mumsy brought. Well, first, but certainly not least, we got a triple feature set here of Stanley Kubrick stuff. Yeah, check this out. So we got 2001, Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. Now, in case you've seen this around and you're wondering, like, oh, it's a little bit cheaper than getting the individual ones, but what about the contents? Well, all the individual releases of these are single disc releases, and the discs that are in here are exactly the same discs. It's just a straight up repackage. So, if you take a quick look inside here, we have, yeah, there you go. Oh, wait a minute, there's only 2 discs there. Yeah. No, it's another one of those stack hub things that we seem to be seeing more and more of lately. Yeah, but luckily it's Blu-ray, and Blu-ray is very, very difficult to scratch. So, yeah, so of course I already have 2001 in the very snazzy Steelbook edition, as I believe you've seen a few times before. So this actually makes the 3rd time I've owned 2001. Back in the day, 2001 was actually the very first Blu-ray I ever bought, and that was just the regular edition, and then I got rid of that one and got the Steelbook edition. And then one of my viewers sent me the Steelbook edition, not realizing I'd already got the Steelbook edition because I hadn't done an update about it yet. So I guess technically this is the 4th time I've owned 2001. The duplicate Steelbook was sent back to the viewer in question, saying, do you want me to send it back? Do you want me to do it as a giveaway? And we agreed just to send it back. So mainly because he had never seen the movie before. I was like, oh yeah, well I'll totally send it back. So see the movie, check it out, it's awesome. So getting 2001 again reminded me that I really wanted to get 2010 on Blu-ray. Now this one's been a little bit tricky to find because I keep seeing it showing up in like triple packs like this, but I really just wanted it on its own because I've always loved that cover with the space baby and stuff like that. Plus, I just recently read the novel of 2010. Where is it? Do I have it up here? Yeah, there we are. I've actually got one of the original paperback editions of 2010. You can probably see it's all embossed and quite nice. So having just read the novel recently, and I've read 2001 as well, I just started 2061, and I do have 3001, which wraps up the whole thing. Having read the novel recently, I wanted to see the movie again, and it wasn't until recently that I managed to find it on a bargain rack, so I grabbed it. Next up, we got a creepy, spooky exorcism story starring the master himself, Mr. Anthony Hopkins. Yes, with The Rite. I hadn't heard a darn thing about this movie, so I don't know if people like it, if people don't like it. It just kind of slipped under the radar. Mom picked it up on a whim because she knows I like horror movies, and of course with Halloween right around the corner, why not? So I'm probably going to watch this and do one of the Halloween videos about it. So keep an eye out for that. I have not watched it yet, so I can't really say anything about it. Next up, another one I've been wanting to check out for a while, apparently based on a comic book, a graphic novel. I'd like to read the graphic novel as well. I have flipped through it before, and I thought it looked really good. We've got James Bond and Indiana Jones versus aliens. Yes, Cowboys and Aliens. Yeah, I've, again, heard mixed reviews of this one. And, I don't know, it's going to be one of those, I just want to see it and see for myself. It sounds like a fun concept. I mean, Cowboys versus Aliens and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. And I've wanted to check it out. Mom liked it, so she thought I would enjoy it. Figured it'd be my cup of tea. And I was like, hell yeah, I'd love to see that. So, she picked me up the Blu-ray. Now, next up, that's it for the gifts from Mom. She also sent me she also brought a Blu-ray that I already had. So I just ended up selling that one, basically. Yeah, so there you go. So as for stuff that I got, well, I was shopping around, just seeing what kind of goodies are around. I don't often buy Disney movies, simply because Disney stuff tends to be so ridiculously overpriced. Like, Disney stuff has always been like that. Doesn't matter what format it is, whether it's VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, or Blu-ray. They've always been way more expensive than other movies from other studios on the same formats. But this particular one I could not resist. I'd been wanting it for a while. I have it on Laserdisc, thanks to Skinslip sending me the Laserdisc edition. Prior to that, I had the VHS edition of the Laserdisc edition that I now have. But I really wanted to pick up the Blu-ray because, you know, it's just a gorgeous film and stuff like that. Plus, I heard that this edition is out of print. So when I saw it at the local London Drugs, just kind of tucked away into the Disney section, and with an orange sticker, meaning it was on sale for about, I think it was about $35. Normally went for about $40, $45. I could not resist. I was just like, yep, we're getting that. Plus the fact that it has the slipcover. Yes, we have the double pack of Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. Look at that, all shiny and beautiful. Yeah, Disney stuff generally is pretty amazing on Blu-ray, apparently. And for the most part, they've always taken full advantage of whatever video format they've been using. And although that said, some of their recent Blu-ray releases, like their sort of second-tier animated movies, have gotten some pretty crappy treatment on Blu-ray. Hoping that they fix those problems toot sweet, because there's quite a few that I would like to pick up. But Fantasia is one that's always been special to me. I actually have the digitally re-recorded version of the soundtrack on vinyl, a two-record vinyl set. And I always loved the music in it, and the animation is just spectacular. I mean, classic hand-drawn animation. One of the reasons I keep the Laserdisc around is the Laserdisc actually has the original narrator from the original theatrical release. The version on the Blu-ray apparently is a re-recorded narrator. For some reason, the masters of the narrator tracks weren't in very good shape, apparently. I don't know what happened between the VHS and Laserdisc releases and the DVD releases and the Blu-ray releases, where those particular masters got trashed, but whatever the case may be, this one has different narration on it, apparently. But apparently well worth it for the picture and sound quality, so definitely looking forward to that. Now, as you well know, I am a huge fan of this franchise. And, little heads up, first mention here for those who don't frequent the chat room, this year, of course, is more or less the year of Doctor Who, being the 50th anniversary. Well, next year is the 30th anniversary of this particular franchise. So, I have decided that next year, this year is going to be Doctor Who. Next year, this particular franchise is going to be a major, major focus in the same way that Doctor Who has been this year. I'm, of course, talking about everyone's favorite transforming robots, the Transformers. So here we have the first season of Transformers Prime, the limited edition Blu-ray, which includes a comic book. Yes, it actually has a prequel comic book that leads into the first episode. And It's just got some terrific artwork in there. It's basically it's a fairly simple story. I mean, you can literally sit down and read this whole thing in about a half an hour. It's pretty sparse in terms of dialogue and whatnot, mostly action oriented. But basically, even though Bumblebee features on the cover, it's actually the story of Cliffjumper and RC and how they got together and became kind of a fighting duo that we see at the beginning of the first episode. I still have not sat down and watched the entire series yet. I've only watched the first couple episodes of it, but this is really nice. I mean, it comes in a box, to house everything, and then you got the set here. Do I still have the discs? Yeah, I still have the discs in there. So you got just a little ad for some of the comics. You got the original series and Beast Wars complete series sets there, and then the discs. So, yeah, I know I'm being inconsistent as far as showing you this, but not showing you all of these. Whatever. I'm just being random. There's no rhyme or reason to it, so don't complain about it, okay? Thanks. I just felt like showing you this one, mainly because it's got all the pack-ins and stuff, which is kind of cool. So anyway, that's Transformers Prime Season 1. Yes, I will pick up Seasons 2, 3, and the Beast Hunters movie at some point. Now, as many of you know, I've been in the Amazon Associates program for quite some time, and anytime I post an Amazon link, it's got my referral link in it, meaning I get a kickback if you buy anything using one of my links. Even if you buy something else, but you use one of my links as your jumping off point to get onto Amazon. And the way they pay me is through Amazon gift certificates every month or two. So every couple of months I get enough to buy a Blu-ray or two. So I had just finished watching the recent BBC series Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch and what's his face? Martin something. Why can't I remember his name? Him. This guy. I'm gonna remember it after I finish the video. Anyway, yeah, you know who I mean. Martin, what's his face from the original Office and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. Anyway, so I was getting kind of a Sherlock Holmes mood. So just on a whim, I was browsing on Amazon, what kind of Sherlock Holmes stuff do they got? I was like, oh, what about that Robert Downey Jr. one? I still haven't seen that one. And I really like Robert Downey Jr. It's got Jude Law as Watson, so how can you go wrong there? So it turned out they had the Steelbook edition of Sherlock Holmes and the sequel, both on sale for $10 a piece. How can you go wrong there? So I got the Steelbooks, brand new, factory sealed, for $10 a piece. That is just fantastic. Yeah, inside they're really nothing to write home about, just plain shininess. But yeah. What did I think of them? Well, I actually haven't watched the second one yet, Game of Shadows, but I have watched the first one, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. I don't understand why so many people didn't like it. Yeah, it's a little bit more, I don't know, Hollywoody in terms of the slickness and the budget and whatnot. But I mean, it's a period piece. It's set in the right time period of the original stories, and I know some of you may initially be shaking your head when I say this, but the characterization of Holmes in this is actually extremely accurate to the original stories. And if you don't think it is, you need to go back and read the original stories. I mean, on one of the things a lot of people complain about is well, why is he doing so much boxing and hand-to-hand fighting? It's because that's Holmes. That's part of his character. I mean, go back to the very first Sherlock Holmes story ever. Watson is making an annotated list of all of the personality qualities and skills of Sherlock Holmes. And one of them, expert pugilist. For those of you who don't know, a pugilist is another name for a boxer. So yes, he is an exemplary boxer. He boxes. He does boxing. Hence why he's boxing in this movie. Also, I liked the fact that we really kind of get into his head as far as how he handles himself in a hand-to-hand fighting situation where he's using his observational skills and deductive reasoning abilities to quickly skim over his opponent and determine his weaknesses and how to best deal with them. I think that's a very Holmes way of dealing with an adversary in a hand-to-hand combat situation. So, yeah, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm definitely looking forward to the second one. So let's just put this... Let's actually... put them chronologically. There we go. That's more or less right. And just have Hal peeking out from the shadows there. All right, last but most definitely not least, this is one that I put off getting for way, way too long, so I thought it was about time I corrected that mistake and completed the set. We have, of course, you'll remember a while back I did a video about a whole bunch of different Robin Hood stuff. With this, Robin of Sherwood being my all-time favorite Robin Hood series of all time. Due to hard times, I've actually sold most of my other Robin Hood stuff, but not this one. I will never sell this one, because if I only ever have one Robin Hood in my collection, this is the one I want. I just love this show to death. So that's set 1, which contains series 1 and 2. So I finally picked up set 2, which contains series 3, which wraps up the series. So there's 26 episodes total. I think the first season was 6 episodes, second season was 7, third season was 13, so 26 episodes total. And this one stars Jason Connery, who, yes, is Sean Connery's son in the lead role of, in this case, Robert of Huntingdon. The previous one was Robin of Locksley, that's what it was, yeah. So anyway, absolutely loaded with extras, much like the first one. You got three Blu-rays containing, brand new remasters from the original 16mm film prints of all 13 episodes, a whole bunch of commentaries and photo galleries, and then the fourth disc is a DVD with a feature-length making-of featurette and some stuff about Clannad, which is the Celtic group that did the music, and just a whole bunch of different stuff. So got outtakes on there, and yeah, but anyway, just a fantastic set. Acorn Media really did an outstanding job with those, and I can't wait to finally dive in and watch the rest of the series. I've seen the whole series before. I think there might be a couple episodes from this set that I've actually never seen. I remember I mostly watched the one with the first Robin Hood. I didn't watch as many of the second one. Although, funny enough, when I was first introduced to the series, the very first episode I saw was one called Crom Cruach, which is one of the episodes in this series. So the first Robin Hood I saw in Robin of Sherwood was this one, and then when I actually started sitting down to watch the series regularly, it was this one, and I was like, what? Why is it a different Robin Hood? What's going on? I was very confused, but eventually I got it. It's explained within the story why there's different Robin Hoods, and it was pretty cool. They actually based it on various permutations of the Robin Hood legend that has, evolved over the years. So there you go. That is it for the Blu-ray updates for now. There's still a couple more to go. There's a couple of more Blu-rays, and I think there's one more Blu-ray and a DVD set, but they're going to be part of the Halloween stuff because they're kind of horror-y. So yeah, pretty good haul of stuff. Definitely some quality viewing there that I'm looking forward to diving into. Well, the ones that I haven't watched yet. I have watched some of them, but. Yeah. Alrighty, well, that is it for this Mondo Mega Super Duper Blu-ray update. So we'll see you next time, whatever form it may take. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.